Friends, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us to this week's Gnostic Lab of Practical Application. Our practice tonight is with the mantra La Ra. And this is a mantra to unfold consciously in your astral body. Let me share a story with you so that you can have some perspective on the complexity of astral travel. Because sometimes you just listen to the story. When yours truly was in Mexico partaking of the activities of the Calmecac. Now the Calmecac, that is an Aztec word, and that is the institution where young men are brought in, and they are first educated as priests, and then they are turned into warriors. This is according to the Aztec tradition. So as I spent my time partaking of the Calmecac, one of our instructors came along and they were sharing the story about their experience with a series of people from the countryside. They said they arrived to one of the public schools. They had asked permission to make use of one of the classrooms. And as they get there, there are some students, other students just arrive, and they deliver one of the lectures in astral travel. They come back the next day to just continue with a series of lectures they were offering in the community. And the next day, they ask, hey, how did it go with the practice? And one of the students said, oh yeah, we do that all the time. We do that all the time. We were here yesterday because we thought that you were the teachers that were going to teach us, that were going to continue teaching us on reading and writing because they did not know how to read and write. So this is amazing. The ability to unfold in our astral body is proportional to the awakened consciousness that we have. Has nothing to do with how long we have been in these studies, with how much we think we know, with how many books we have read. None of that has anything to do with our ability to unfold consciously in the astral body. So this mantra, the mantra La Ra, is very specific for astral travel, for astral unfoldment. Now I want you to look at the image that we have on the screen. Notice that we have a hill, a mountain. At the top of the mountain, we have a cricket, magnificent in size. And then we have some men who are floating around the mountain. And there is also a floating head out of which something is coming out of its mouth. Now, this is a very beautiful painting. Certainly, this is a very ancient one. But I would like to show you the painting as it appears in one of the codices. Samael writes this in his book titled The Major Mysteries. Different books of Samael, they target different audiences within the Gnostic movement. And Major Mysteries is one of those books with a flavor of advanced content. But I would encourage you to get it if you can. So in the chapter, The Hill of Chapultepec, Samael says, by carefully observing the fragment of the Mexican Codex of Chapultepec, we see two human beings floating above the hill. Notice on the screen, see right there those two human beings floating above the hill. Those two beings are traveling in their astral bodies. A human head that is also floating pronounces a note represented by two beams of light that come out of its lips. That note is the sibilant and sharp sound of the cricket. That sound is the keynote of the logos. The logos sounds. All of nature is the incarnation of the word. The keynote of the cricket is the word. And that note is a chorus. Our keynote vibrates within that ineffable chorus. If a musician playing a musical instrument fortuitously played our keynote, we would instantly drop dead because everything in nature has a keynote. So whosoever wants to project in their astral body at will, they must enter into the state of slumber while mentally pronouncing the syllable La. Mentally alternated with the syllable Ra. Pronounce these two syllables mentally and in an alternated and different manner. La, Ra. Just a slight variation between the two of them. Now, look at this. The student must try to listen to the sharp sound of the cricket. Such a sound emerges from within our brain cells. For this, it is necessary to have a serene mind, enough drowsiness, and focused attention on what one is doing. If this exercise is performed well, between vigil and sleep, the student will sense the sharp sound of the cricket within his brain. The student must then willfully enter a little more into the slumber state and increase the resonance of that sound. That means that you will be able to modulate that sound and increase it right there within your brain. Then the student will get up from his bed, and exit the bedroom, heading towards the temple of Chapultepec, the Gnostic church, or any other place he wishes to go. Time out here. We started this conversation stating this book of the Major Mysteries is a book with a flavor of advanced content. Now, it says here, the Gnostic church. Let's make a clear distinction here between Gnosis and the Gnostic movement. Gnosis is doctrine. Gnosis is exercises, practices. Gnosis is discipline. But Gnosis is also experiential knowledge. Gnosis is many things. But Gnosis is not a religion. Let me say that again. Gnosis is not a religion. Certainly not a dogmatic religion. But we find mystical practices in Gnosis, just as we find science, philosophy, and as we find art. So this is speaking about Gnostic church. Don't want anybody to get caught on that. However, as we go into the intermediate and the advanced level studies, we will share with you more in depth what exactly it is that means. Okay, so that said, heading towards the temple of Chapultepec or any place he wishes to go. When we state that the student must get up from his bed, this must be performed with action, since this is not a mental exercise. Remember, you have to be conscious when you do this. You know that you have a good astral body that you can operate with the moment that you can use it, just as you use your hands. So we get up from the bed and we deliberately jump and we ask our Divine Mother to take us to the temple of Chapultepec. This is not a matter of thinking that one is getting up. The disciple must complete it in action, without thinking. Thus, when getting up from his bed, the student must do it, because for the astral body to become free, the physical body must remain in the bed, and nature will, as it always does, perform the separation of the material and astral bodies. This is why the student has to actually exercise the effort of getting up, and that's all. With this clue, our Gnostic disciples will travel in their astral body to the temples of mysteries of the White Lodge. Very well. So this is the practice. We are going to allow for that slumber to inundate the body. And as we're doing that, we're going to mentally be singing, repeating the mantra, La, Ra. La, Ra, La, Ra. The moment you can synchronize that mental song with your breathing, and your breathing starts becoming almost imperceptible, you are right there at the threshold. And all you have to do is just penetrate a little deeper and get up from your bed and leave that body behind. As you do that, if you look, you see it there, you suddenly get too excited, you're going to come back to the physical body. And if that happens, celebrate it. Just go ahead and try it again. And if it doesn't work, then just continue trying. And you'll see, eventually, you will do this. So what are we going to do tonight? We're going to relax our body. We're going to invoke the innermost. We will ask our Father, who is in secret, to help us, to allow the consciousness enough awakening so that we can consciously leave the physical body behind and move consciously within the fifth dimension of nature. And at that moment, to invoke of our Divine Mother to take us to the temple of Chapultepec. So once we invoke the innermost and we ask for the help, we're going to start allowing for the singing of the mantra mentally. We will start here. And once we create some cadence, we will disconnect so that you can continue singing that. Now don't move from your bed. If you wake up tomorrow morning, don't move. Make an effort to do a retrospective exercise and take note of everything that you experience in your Gnostic journal. Very important that we do this. So this is our practice for tonight and for the upcoming nights until we come back together to our next Gnostic lab. Okay? This is what we're doing today. So let's go ahead, friends. And now that we know from where we have gotten all this information, that we are super grateful to all those who have contributed, let's start by relaxing our physical body. For those of you who have a laptop, have a computer screen, I'm going to invite you just throw a towel over the screen. Don't cover the whole computer because you don't want it to overheat. We don't want to create an accident, an adverse situation in our home when we're sleeping. So just cover the computer screen, perhaps turn it the other way. But let's go ahead and then lay down comfortably in our sofa, in our mattress, or whatever it is appropriate for us. Let's go ahead and do that now. As we are doing this, let's make sure that we are aware of the sensations in our physical body. If there's anything that is creating discomfort, now is a good time to take care of that. Your watch, your glasses, your wedding band, if it's bothering you, your shoes, a belt, you know all these things. So let's go ahead and release all those distractions and start by taking a deep breath in 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's make ourselves aware of our emotional state. We know that this is important because the emotions that we are perceiving are indicative of thoughts that are still manifesting or have manifested. But these thoughts, they're below the detection level of the intellect. So these are manifestations, mental manifestations that are coming from the subconsciousness. So if you find yourself a little defeated today, or if you are frustrated, or whatever it is, the important thing is that you can identify that emotion. Because thoughts always precede emotions, and this gives you a good indication on what is the aggregate that has been operating without being detected. And knowing what that emotion is, let's remember that if we were to face in the other direction, we would find its opposite. And the Hermetic science teaches us that transmutation of all of these inferior aspects in us, transmutation is the true weapon of the master. So we can face in the other direction and see that if we have been frustrated, the opposite of that, there is happiness, there is joy. And we can use our willpower just to choose what we offer everyone around us. That is why at this moment we are here with our eyes closed, breathing comfortably seeking to invoke the innermost, but in an attitude of a great deal of satisfaction, with a great deal of gratitude. And we will start by creating this flaming star that surrounds us, that encases us and shields us, with the mantra Klim Krishnaya. Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Kopihana Vayavaya Swaha. Use your objective imagination and your willpower to see that flaming star. And for good practice, Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Kopihana Vayavaya Swaha. And maintaining that remembrance of self and that gratitude, we can invoke our innermost by saying, Divine Father, Father of mine, you who are my true being, you who are my eternal God, I'm here humbly at your presence asking for your contribution, but also to give you infinite thanks for the opportunities that you have given today. Divine Father, we ask that you give our consciousness just a little push into the side of awakening, so that we may exercise this practice in conscious discernment, so that we may remain aware enough to leave our physical body behind and to invoke of our Divine Mother and take us to the temple of Chapultepec. In reality, to invoke our Divine Mother and take us, dear friends, to any place that your heart may guide you to. Awaken in us, Divine Father, the faculty of clairvoyance, so that we may see what the eyes of the flesh cannot perceive. The faculties of intuition and inspiration, so that as we experience consciously in the astral plane, that we can immediately grasp the significance, the reason, the spiritual reality of all that we perceive. And as we come back to our physical body, give us the opportunity to remember it. As we retrospect, to extract those memories so that we may become conscious of everything that we experienced. Divine Father, we ask of this in your holy name. So be it, so be it, so be it. Dear friends, our greatest wish is that all of you, as you put this into practice, that all of you, at the core level of your being, that all of you are happy, that all of you are joyful, let's focus the attention of our consciousness on our feet. And as we have been focusing on our breathing, let's relax our body in a way that is quick, fast, but without bringing in any stress or tension. So we focus the attention of our consciousness on our toes, and our ankles, our shins, our knees, our thighs, and our hips. We take a deep breath in 1, 2. And we allow that gentle vibration that comes through relaxation to penetrate our legs, to extend itself into our creative organs. Because we're laying comfortably on our back, we bring the attention of our consciousness from our hips to our belly button. And from that point, we allow that relaxation to expand into all of our internal organs, our arteries, our veins. So that if they are stiffening up with our age, they can once again relax. So that we can help them regain their elasticity. We focus the attention of the consciousness in our stomach, in our heart, in our lungs, in our collarbones, and from there to our shoulders, our elbows, our wrists, and our hands. We take another deep breath in 1, 2. And we allow that gentle softness that comes with relaxation to inundate all of our physical body. As we rest on our backs, we bring the attention of our consciousness to the base of our skull. And as we remain watchful, we can even perceive the physical sensation of that attention of the consciousness right there. We allow that attention of the consciousness to expand. And as we feel it growing along the sides of our head and our skull, we relax our lips, our tongue, our jaw. We relax our eyes and our eyelids. We relax the muscles of our forehead. And we allow that relaxation to find itself at the very crown of our head. Use your willpower and your objective imagination to see your body transparent. As if it were made of the purest crystal. And see from your body the radiation of a very gentle blue light. Enough for you to see the body. Enough for you to see that it is perfectly transparent. And as we notice that our breathing has become almost imperceptible, we will use our willpower to feel that our body is light as a feather. to feel that our body is vaporous. And with infinite gratitude for this new opportunity that we have before us, making use of the faith that we have slowly been building with every experience, we will sing mentally the mantra Lara. As you sing this mantra mentally, pay close attention to the keynote from the cricket. Hear the sound deep within your brain and be certain that that is a sound that you can modulate. You can make it more intense. You can make it gentler. And as you allow your mind to continue singing the mantra Lara, allow your consciousness to increase the intensity of that sound of the cricket. La